Hi, this is Retta, keeping it real, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the last video, where I was reading through the Bible, I mentioned the fifth of Av, and in my spirit, my heart, it was like I wanted to include it and talk about it, but the Most High said, "Nope, mm-mm. You're not just going to do it in that little short version of that video. Sorry, you may have had plans today to hurry up and finish the Old Testament. You may or you may not. But one thing you are going to do is you are going to go back to the fifth of Av and what it means because it's important. And nobody else may not do a video on this today. So you're going to be that somebody that does. All right. So again, like I said, um, today is called the fifth of Av in the Hebrew calendar. Today is August 9th. And I asked Chat GPT about it because I had it on my calendar where I'm keeping up with the festivals. And before I told it I don't want the European version of it, so non-Eurocentric view, it gave me all about it's a day to meet suitors and love and happiness and joy. So then when I said, now, strip all that away, I want the Israelite awakening view. Give me, and you have to tell it that, or it's gonna give you the non-Israelite awakening view, which is the approved view, right? So now would be the unapproved view. Okay. So here's what it says. All right, let's strip away the modern hallmark feel and look of Tu B'Av through an Israelite awakening lens, rooted in scripture, prophecy, and the original cultural context, rather than a Eurocentric reinterpretation. And so it talks about, there's four things it talks about: the prophetic content, the spiritual and Israelite awakening themes, why it matters for the Israelite remnant today, and then key scriptures. And then we're going to go over those key scriptures. So the prophetic content. So in the awakening view, this is our view, those who are awakened now. And so when people say don't be woke, see, it kind of came from this, where they don't want us to be woke, but it's not the kind of woke they turn it into. They're trying to downplay it, but this is what they're talking about. But we are the awakening. We are awakened. So in the awakening view, Tu B'Av is not just about romantic love. It's a prophetic shadow picture of reconciliation, restoration, and the bride of Israel being prepared for the bridegroom, Yahushua. So this is our time today. If you don't do anything else, know that this is a very special day today. So in ancient days of Israel, Tu B'Av consistently marked the end of division and the opening of the way. So let's stop the division and let's open up the way, just like the Most High open up the sea for his people to cross over. Let's open up the way. No more division starting today. So the ban on the tribe of Benjamin marrying others was lifted, symbolizes restoring a cut off tribe back into covenant unity. The daughter's inheritance restriction was lifted, symbolizes freedom to fully receive Yah's promise without tribal barriers. The roadblocks to Jerusalem were removed, symbolizing restoring access to the place of worship and presence of the Most High. The wilderness death decree ended, symbolizing the passing away of judgment and entering into promise. So that's where we need to go in our minds. I know it's been hard because we've been under judgment for so long and things have gone wrong and the rug is going to be pulled and don't get too happy, all that. We're entering into the promise now. From an awakening perspective, each of these moments foreshadows the regathering of the scattered tribes in the last days. That's in Ezekiel 37 and Isaiah 11, 11, and 12. Okay? Second reinterpretation is about the spiritual and Israelite awakening themes. First theme is regathering the tribes. Tu B'Av points forward to a time when Ephraim and Judah and the rest of the dispersed tribes will no longer be divided or forbidden from joining together. Think back. Do you know the times when you couldn't be out in the streets together with a group of us? That was bad. When we just had things where we were all together, that was bad. It was always bad for us to be together. It was forbidden almost. They made laws against it. So that over. It's time for us to, be together, right? It's a unity feast without an official Torah command. A prophetic rehearsal from the one stick prophecy of Ezekiel 37:15 through 28. And we're going to read that. We're going to read about the one stick, the two sticks becoming one. And that's the tribes, the different, how the kingdom was split in two, the kingdom's coming back into one, at one nation. And so then the second awakening theme is the bride and white. The young women wearing borrowed white garments in the vineyards is deeply symbolic. Okay? Borrowed garments remind us that righteousness is not our own. It's given by Yah. It's in Isaiah 61:10, Revelations 19:7 through 8. So righteousness is not our own. It's not something we did. It's not something we always studied hard and we figured it out. It's given by Yah. The vineyard points to Israel itself, Isaiah 5:7. And this foreshadows the bride of Messiah being purified, restored, and found ready when he returns. So you got to think, are we, the awakened, are we ready? Are we purified? Are we restored? Are we ready? I don't think so. Not at all. Not as a unit, not as a nation, not as a people. So that's why I say that's the focus. It has to be the focus, right? Because we have to get ready, be ready. So the next awakening theme, love as covenant faithfulness. And sometimes when I'm reading this, I think I should be reading it like I used to read it when I used to work in training, where it was polished. And I think, no, stop. You're going to keep it real. Keep it real. This is who you are. Not the corporate polished version. So let's keep going. Love as covenant faithfulness. In the awakening lens, love here is not the emotional, romantic love emphasized in modern Tu B'Av celebrations. It's covenant love. Chest. Covenant love. It's about Yah's steadfast love for his people, even after punishment, exile, and division. And that's what we've been reading in all of these books of the Old Testament, where it's like, we mess up, God punishes us, but he still loves us and he restores us. Right? So it's about the people's return to him. That's where we're at. That's where we need to focus on. Returning to him. So the next awakening theme. The next thing is the end of judgment, the beginning of joy. That is it, the beginning of joy. Coming just 6 days after the deep mourning of Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, Tu B'Av is a prophetic picture of mourning turned into dancing. That's in Psalms 30:11 through 12. In the end times, which we believe we're in, which every generation has believed, but let us believe it too. This aligns with the transition from the tribulation judgment into the kingdom restoration. Okay? Why it matters for Israel, for the Israelite remnant today. Get it back into focus. It's a rehearsal. Today is a rehearsal for the marriage supper of the Lamb. when the scattered bride is regathered and clothed in righteousness. It's a call to unity. That's why the Most High said, nope, you doing this today. Call to unity. The divisions between awakened Israelites must be overcome to fulfill prophecy. So the division of by doctrine, which is only read the 66 books. No, you can read the 80 books. No, we should read other books. Camps, I don't know how they got the names of camps, but the people that are very visible out there on the street corners, those people. And or identity debates. Who's a part of the remnant? Who's a part of the Most High's chosen people? Is it all black people? Is it just those people who are like the Negroes? Is it the Africans? All of that, right? It has nothing truly to do per se with skin color, because we're all mixed up here. All mixed up. It's about, is this resonating with you, what I'm talking about? Are you being led to learn and study things like this? If not, it's probably not you, right? It's a reminder to be ready. Just as the maidens in the vineyards were prepared, we are to live in readiness for the return of Yahusha. Key scriptures in this lens. We're going to read these scriptures. Ezekiel 37, 15 through 28, Isaiah 52, 4 through 5, Hosea 2, 19 through 20, and Matthew 25, 1 through 13. So the first one is about the two sticks, Judah and Israel, becoming one in Yah's hand. That's in Ezekiel 37, 15 through 28. Let's go there. And I've kind of highlighted them all, so at least I could find them quickly. Ezekiel 37, 15 through 28. So Ezekiel 37. Wow. This is deep. Deep. Ezekiel 37, 15. Wait for it to get in focus here. So camera takes a while. So Ezekiel 37, 15. Judah and Israel in one kingdom. The Lord spoke to me again, and this is Ezekiel. Mortal man is how he spoke to him. Mortal man. Mortal man, he said, take a wooden stick and write on it the words, the kingdom of Judah, on one stick. And then take another stick and write on it the kingdom of Israel. Then hold the two sticks end to end in your hand so that they look like one stick. So like this. Kingdom of Judah, kingdom of Israel. Sorry. Kingdom of Judah, kingdom of Israel. Hold them like this so they become one stick in your hand. Right? When your people ask you to tell them what this means, tell them that I, the sovereign Lord, am going to take the stick representing Israel and put it with one that represents Judah. Out of the two, I will make one stick and hold it in my hand. Hold in your hand the two sticks and let the people see them. Tell them that I, the sovereign Lord, am going to take all of my people out of nations where they have gone, gather them together, and bring them back to their own land. That's where we are. That's what we're waiting on. That's what we are. So you got to be in one of those sticks to be in his hand, to be taken out of the nation you're in right now and put back in our own land. I will unite them into one nation in the land on the mountains of Israel. They will have one king to rule over them, and they will no longer be divided into two nations or split into two kingdoms. They will not define themselves with disgusting idols anymore or corrupt themselves with sin. I will free them from all the ways in which they sin and betray me. I'll free them from that. I will purify them. They will be my people and I will be their God. A king, and the Most High is saying is he will do the purifying. A king like my servant David will be their king. They will all be united under one ruler and will obey my laws faithfully. They will live on the land I gave to my servant Jacob, the land where their ancestors lived. They will live there forever, and so will their children and all their descendants. A king like my servant David will rule them forever. I will make a covenant with them that guarantees their security forever. I will establish them and increase their population and will see to it that my temple stands forever in their land. I will live there with them. I will be their God and they will be my people. When I place my temple there to be among them forever, then the nations will know that I, the Lord, have chosen Israel to be my people. That is to be my own people. That is powerful. So, I mean, even with what we just read with Haggai, with the temple, that was important. That was critical. That was important. Wow. Okay. That's Ezekiel 37. And you read it. You go back and you read it for yourself. Read it out of whatever Bible you want to read it out of. Whatever one makes sense to you. They've changed everything up. You got to read it through the Spirit. Through the Holy Spirit. Right? Ezekiel 37:15 through 28. The two sticks becoming one. And then Isaiah 62:4 through 5. As the bridegroom rejoices over the bride, so shall your God rejoice over you. Isaiah 62:4 through 5. So Isaiah 62, 4 through 5. 62, 4 through 5. No longer will you be called forsaken, or your land be called the deserted wife. Your new name will be God is pleased with her. Your land will be called happily married, because the Lord is pleased with you and will be like a husband to your land, like a young man taking a virgin as his bride. He who forms you will marry you, and a groom delighted with his bride, so your God will delight in you. Wow, that's a visual right there. That's a beautiful visual. 62, 4 through 5. I'm going to read that in the King James. Isaiah 62, 4 through 5. Isaiah 62, 4 through 5. Thou shalt be no more termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate, but thou shalt be called Hephzibah, and thy land Beulah. For the Lord delighteth in thee, and thy land shall be married. For as a young man married the virgin, so shall thy sons marry thee. And as a bridegroom rejoices over the bride, so shall thy God rejoice over thee. Okay, so that was Isaiah 62, 4 through 5. As a bridegroom rejoices over the bride, so shall your God rejoice over you. Then Hosea 2, 19 and 20. Yah betrothing Israel to himself forever in righteousness and loving kindness. So Hosea 2, 19 and 20. Hosea 2, 19 and 20. Hosea 2, 19 and 20. Israel, I will make you my wife. I will be true and faithful. I will show you constant love and mercy, and I will make you mine forever. I will keep my promise and make you mine, and you will acknowledge me as the Most High. Whew. Then Matthew 25, and then that was Hosea chapter 2, verses 19 and 20, that Yah is betrothing Israel to himself forever in righteousness and loving kindness. And then the last scripture we're going to go over is Matthew 25, 1 through 13. The wise and foolish virgins staying ready with oil for the bridegroom. So Matthew 25, 1 through 13. Matthew 25, 1 through 13. That's right here. The parable of the 10 girls. At that time, the kingdom of heaven will be like this. Once there were 10 girls who took their oil lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish, and the other 5 were wise. The foolish ones took their lamps, but did not take any extra oil with them, while the wise ones took containers full of oil for their lamps. The bridegroom was late in coming, so the girls began to nod and fall asleep. It was already midnight when the cry rang out, "Here is the bridegroom, come and meet him." The 10 girls woke up and trimmed their lamps. Then the foolish ones said to the wise ones, "Let us have some of your oil, because our lamps are going out." "No, indeed," the wise ones answered. "There's not enough for you, and for us. Go to the store and buy some for yourselves." So the foolish girls went out to buy some oil. And while they were gone, the bridegroom arrived. The 5 girls who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was closed. Later the other girls arrived. "Sir, sir, let us in," they cried. "Certainly not. I don't know you," the bridegroom answered. Oh. And Yahushua concluded, "Watch out then, because you do not know the day or the hour." Oh, that is like, you could be that close. You could be studying and doing the right thing, and at the hour you're supposed to be ready, you're not. You slacked off. You didn't focus on what was the most important thing. So those were the scriptures that were referenced to study. So that is about the 5th of Av, which is today. And it is a day where we can put away the division, put away the fact that we have lived in judgment, live in a place of being ready, live in a place of feeling that joy of what is to come, and be a part of one of those sticks, so that when the bridegroom comes, we're ready. But now it is a time of us reconciling, restoring ourselves. Other nations, let them do what they're doing, but we need to know that we're going to come together as one nation. So that's the 5th of Av. This is Ryder keeping it real. Until next time.